Hey, good morning, everybody. Or if you're watching this on replay, good evening, good night, whenever you may be watching this. If you're watching this live, I want to share with you a few things that I wrote about this morning. You know, I got up this morning and I started thinking about the fact that so many times we self-sabotage our own life. We do all these spiritual practices. We do all this self-development. We try to grow in so many different areas. We do exercise. We do all the things we can to improve as a person. And yet we keep ending up with the same results. My question is, why does this happen? Well, the reason why this happens is because we are operating in self-sabotaging behavior. So what is self-sabotaging? That's when you have limiting beliefs that even when you try to do something positive, you end up failing because of these scripts that you're running in your mind, these subconscious scripts that either you learned as a child or they came to you through experience. So, you know, so many times we can go through so many different things that we come to a place where we start becoming cynical and we start believing that, you know, we can't have nice things, or we can't have great relationships, or we can't be healthy because our history, you know, sometimes your past can talk so loud that it talks you out of your future. But I want to share with you today that you can change your limiting beliefs. You can change how you think, and you can stop the cycle of failure in your life. Now, one thing you have to understand is that you have to be able to release your fears and gravitate toward love. Let me say that again. Release your fears and gravitate toward love. Now, it's interesting to me because we've heard about love our entire lives. You got to love people. We heard it in church. Love your neighbor as yourself, and love, love, love. It's one thing to be told to love. It's another thing to actually operate in love. And so you can't really tell somebody to love somebody else because love is experiential, which means it has to be experienced. Now, understand this, that love is a scary thing. And so love can actually push you into fear. And let me prove it to you. One of my favorite books is called The Homiletical Plot, and it talks about how to put together a presentation in a narrative form. And he gives an example of you know, taking an idea further than just the surface, going a little bit deeper on the idea. And he talks about love. He's just giving an example, but it's a very powerful thought. He says that, you know, many times people just tell you, you have to love, you have to love. And he says that is incomplete. And the truth is that love is a risk. He said, what if you put it this way? Have you ever extended the hand of love? Eugene Lowry said this. Have you ever extended the hand of love only to bring it back wounded, cut, and bruised? Now, that's a powerful thought because he says love is a risk. True love is a risk. Why? Because people will let you down. Love in relationships, love in friendship, loving your neighbor, loving people, all that stuff is a risk. It is a risk. Are you hearing me? Because people have the propensity to hurt you. But that shouldn't stop you from love. And you've got to get this contact with the divine that gives you this love that surpasses all of the fear that you have. See, it's been said that there's only two true real emotions, fear and love. So either we're operating it, we always thought hate was the opposite of love, but it's really fear because hate is just wrapped up in fear. So when you can eliminate fear in your life and you can work on extrapolating fear out of your mind and out of your spirit, then you can start to operate in love. And when you operate in love, you stop these self-defeating actions, because now you start operating from a place of the divine. You start operating from a place of the spirit realm. You start operating from a place that's spiritual instead of natural. And understand this, every problem you have is spiritual in nature. And if you engage it there first, now you may have to engage it in the natural as well, but if you engage it on a spiritual level first, you can change your life. And so I'm telling you today that in order to stop self-sabotaging, you have to let go of fear. You have to face the fears and you have to let them go. And then you have to start growing in the area of love. You have to be willing to take a risk on people. You got to be willing to take a chance. Let me say this to you. A lot of you don't trust people. And I'm not just talking about in romantic relationships. You don't trust friendships. You don't trust business partnerships. I mean, all this because you've been burned. You don't trust relationships because you've been burned. Watch this. The reason why you don't trust is because you don't understand the concept of trust. Here's what real trust is. This is mature trust. This is for grown people trust. Real trust is understanding that people will let you down. Understanding that people will miss the mark. That people are fallible. I don't trust people to always do the right thing. I don't trust people not to hurt me. What I do trust, this is mature trust, I trust my ability to deal with the inevitability that somebody's going to let me down. I trust myself to be able to deal with other people's inability to be perfect, because none of us are. We all let each other down. So real trust is being able to stand in that place where you trust yourself to handle it when people mess up. Okay, guys, I hope that helped you. If you want more information about self-sabotaging, go to my website and read the article. It's at ShanePerrySenior.com, and you can just check that link right here in this video. Okay, guys, appreciate you. Talk to you again soon.